Hello, and welcome to the 8th episode of the Sales Navigator Masterclass series, a series of webinars designed to help you understand and leverage Sales Navigator in your sales day-to-day. My name's Stuart Bregan, and for the past 3 years, I've been a customer success manager at LinkedIn. That means that in my day-to-day, I help salespeople like yourselves be more successful in your sales activities and leverage all the amazing features that we have in the platform. Today, we're covering one of the hottest topics out there, finding the right people to win and grow your accounts. We all know how important this is to your success as a seller, and today we'll show you how to do this effectively using Sales Navigator. First and foremost, I want to say that I'm delighted to be joined by the excellent Tim Lloyd, someone that lives what he sells and is a great example of finding the right people and building strong relationships with the customers he partners with. I know that this is a topic that you hold really close to your heart, and I'm thrilled to have you here with us. Welcome.
Thanks, Stu. Great to be here and excited to share all the learnings that I've been fortunate enough to gain throughout my time as a sales professional at LinkedIn and other areas. So I'm Tim Lloyd, a relationship manager at LinkedIn. I look after large enterprise accounts in the Asia Pacific region. And my role is to help salespeople from those organizations find the right people, understand how they're connected, in order to engage them in a meaningful way so that they can drive and generate more meetings with the people that matter. And that's what I love. And I really enjoy helping other salespeople be successful. Some of my own personal stories was from lead searches that I generated that I'll show you today. I was able to actually generate 34% of my new business revenue in a new business role. And I actually ended up exceeding my targets for that year by 249%. So excited to share that and lots of other tips and tricks with the team to help all the salespeople on this call be successful as well.
34% of your number through a single search. I feel like everyone that's watching is going to be paying attention when you share how you did that. So I love that story. And honestly, I don't think I could have invited anyone better to join us for this particular session. So I think just like everybody else, we want to get to know the techniques you've been using in your day-to-day to move you from that time-consuming process that you may have worked with before to the efficient way that you're operating today. But first things first, we have a tradition at LinkedIn, and I want to ask you, can you share something with us that people won't find on your LinkedIn profile so they can get to know you better?
Yeah, good question. I was thinking about this in preparation for this call, just trying to work out what isn't on my LinkedIn profile. And something that came to mind was actually that I've got 3 chickens at my home in Sydney in the suburbs. I went out with the kids and we built a bit of a chicken coop and we bought 3 chickens, and I silly let them in the car ride home name one of the chickens each for my 3 kids. And so they came up with the names Coco, Bluey, and Traffic Light. Some of my kids had a bit more imagination than others, but still have the chickens, which is good.
Traffic Light is just a personal favourite out of those 3. It could have been anything they saw looking out the car. So Traffic Light is probably the better one out of what it could have been. But no, I absolutely love it.
What about yourself, Stu? I was going to say, what's something that isn't on your LinkedIn profile that you're comfortable sharing with the team?
That is a good question. I think for me, it's probably that for a very short week, I was ranked as the number 1 competitive axe thrower in Australia. So I joined a league, and it was the first league that had been set up in Australia at the time. And in the first week of matches, I won all of my matches. And as a result, I finished that first week as number 1. We probably best we don't talk about the weeks after that. And in all honesty, the second week I lost all my matches and ended up going to the bottom, and then ended up somewhere in the middle overall after about a 10-week tournament. But that week was glorious. And I like to say I'm just all about hitting targets.
Oh God, yeah. Well, we promise the jokes will get better, but Stu, that doesn't surprise me. For those people dialing in, Stu's actually about 7 foot tall, so it does not surprise me that you can throw an axe. And excited to learn that and more on the call today.
I can't promise that the jokes will get better, but we'll see what we can do. We'll try our best.
We'll have a crack.
Love it. All right. So before we dive in, just a few keeping items. There'll be a bit of time set aside at the end for Q&A. However, you'll see the chat box in the webinar screen. So feel free to ask questions as we're talking, and we'll get back to you with any questions that you have. You've also got access to the deck, so you'll see a link to be able to download the content and the presentation that we're going through during this session. So feel free to download that file for yourself for future reference. So for anyone that's joined any of the previous masterclass sessions, you'll know that we're focusing on the 9 key habits that high-performing sales reps are doing in their day-to-day to gain that competitive edge. Today, we'll spend some time as we learn from Tim about how he prioritizes his top accounts and grows them by finding the right people. So now let's take a quick look at the Sales Navigator features that underpin these key habits. So we'll spend a bit of time on the advanced search screen in Sales Navigator, and Tim's going to show you all of the techniques that he uses, the key techniques he used, and in particular that one that got him 34% of his number. It's going to help you to go beyond just shared connections and find peers and allies within your target accounts. So without further ado, let's hear from Tim on how he uses Sales Navigator to support the key habits of targeting his top accounts and finding the right people.
Perfect. Thanks, Stu. What I'll do is I'll just jump across into a live demonstration and share my screen so that we can go through that now. So this is my regular LinkedIn screen coming up now. This is great for staying in touch with friends and colleagues. I get served ads that are relevant for me, but I am limited to my first, second, and some of my third degree connections, so a few thousand people. And those are essentially the people that I already know. And so who I want to find and speak to are those people that I don't already know. And I can do that by clicking on Sales Navigator in the top right-hand corner. This will then take me through to a separate dedicated space that is specifically for me as a sales professional to help me find the right companies that I want to speak to and find the right people using the lead filters that we'll take you through today in order to work out the best way to engage them in a meaningful way to generate more meetings with those people that matter. And how we start is with making sure that we're targeting the right companies and organizations. And you can do that in 3 ways. If you know the name of the companies that you're looking to speak to, you can type them in and save those organizations, create a list of, let's say, target companies. If you've got only a few of those companies that you need, that you're targeting, you can just type them in. Or if you've got a large list, you can click on the Accounts tab up the top, go across to Upload Accounts, click the Download Example Template, which is just an Excel CSV, and copy and paste the names of all the companies that you look after and any other information you have available that fits the categories. And then you just upload it, and the Sales Navigator will run checks against that information in order to automatically save those accounts for you. So that's the step.
This is awesome, Tim. I know this is something that a lot of the accounts that I work with do. We do also have the functionality that lets accounts sync over from the CRM and match up with accounts on Sales Navigator and be saved automatically. But for those scenarios where reps are perhaps not on the account team or the owners in the CRM, I know that happens. It's a pretty common occurrence. This approach is just an extremely efficient way to get larger scaled portfolios into Sales Navigator so that you can start to get the incredible alerts that you get in the home screen feed.
Yeah, definitely. Great point. And I think for me, when I was a mid-market new business rep, I had like 300 accounts that I was targeting. So I used this upload feature. And now I look after around 30 enterprise accounts. I just go through one by one because I'm learning more about those companies, and 30 clicks isn't too many. The third way that you could do it, outside of the 2 previous that we've just gone through, is you could click account filters, let's say you look after a territory. So you're looking for companies that are headquartered in India that, say, work in a particular industry like manufacturing, that have a headcount of between, say, 200 to 500 employees. Great. Here's my sweet spot of companies that we've got a really good use case for our products or service. Here are all the right companies, and you can go through and filter, okay, who are the top ones that I think would be great to work with? Maybe it's those organizations that are growing at 10 or more percent. Cool. Here's the 730 companies that are in my sweet spot that I want to target.
So, Tim, this is when you're looking at white space, I assume. So when you're looking for new businesses, is this something that you would have done when you were in that new business role and you were looking for new opportunities?
Exactly. So hunting into white space, finding the best accounts. So I think about what we'll go through today is really relevant for both farmers, account managers that are looking to grow their existing patch of customers, and also hunters that are going after new business and new logos. This is probably more relevant for you, finding your territory and then going after those accounts. So apply whatever will suit best for you, but this is the first step to making sure that you're searching for the right companies and organizations. Once you've found them all and you've saved them, or you've uploaded them and saved them, that will then help us in the future, so that when we're searching for leads being people, we're only searching for those people at the companies and organizations we know that we can help. So what I'll do now is I'll actually go across and do the second piece. So we've found all the right companies. Now what I want to do is set up what is my ideal persona or multiple personas of people and titles and roles that we're looking for. So you can see here, I've actually set mine up for people in sales and business development roles across APAC. I've also got one for sales and BD directors, and I've got one for C-level executives. But, oh yes, Stu?
I was going to say this is awesome. I mean, this is a feature that's come in recently, and across the customers that I've worked with, I know that they've adopted this pretty quickly. They see it as a big time saver when they're searching for the right people across their accounts. I think it's probably also worth calling out that there's certain areas around Sales Navigator where there's recommended leads that get suggested. Don't know if we've got time to jump into it today, but just so people are aware, once you set these personas up, the recommended leads that you see around Sales Navigator will be driven off how the personas are set up. So pretty important that these are created. They don't take too long to set up, but they can be highly valuable as you're navigating around the tool.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And that's where what we're going through now is like setting up those baseline building blocks. We're going through a bit slower than we usually would, just so everyone can follow along on a separate screen or go through it in your own time. But for instance, if I wanted to set up a search for IT managers, I'd just go, okay, let's find people in IT that are director level plus, anyone that's, say, a director or a manager and above. If I wanted to, I could add in their specific job title or location, and then save that. So now we've got all the companies and we've got the profiles of the people that we're also looking to target. The next thing I'll do is I'll jump into my account list and see, okay, all the companies that I'm looking after are actually, it's already pulling insights for me, both on these companies and recommending leads, like you mentioned before, Stu, of people that I could potentially speak to. So that not only am I getting insights on the organizations, but also those recommended people. But what I want to do today is actually dig a bit deeper, and let's find all the right people and the best way that we can connect with those people that we want to speak to. And I do that by clicking lead filters. Now we've done all the hard work. So we scroll down and then we'll click on account lists.
I don't think it was hard work, Tim. I reckon I saw you do it. I've just seen you do it in about 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's not that hard. You're right. It's basically Google search for companies and people. So I am definitely talking it up. But I've added in my account list, and now I'll add in my IT manager persona that we just built. And here it's come up with a list of 128 people that match those results. And so for me, I start to look through and work out, okay, just confirm, okay, these are the right people. Okay, yeah, so this person, I can click save and I can create a list. Let's call these target leads and start to go through and actually work out, okay, who are the right people? And then what we'll go through now is what's my best path in. But just before I do that, the search that I promised I'd show you on the 34% is just a case of toggling this on so that you get notified of the search results for these people. So here, I'll just click job changes. And what this is showing me are the 4 people that have actually changed roles from my target organizations that match the title and the profile of the people I want to speak to. So these are the perfect people for me to reach out to and say, congratulations on your new role. Would love to hear about your plans, share some insights about our products and services, and see if there's any alignment for what you're looking to achieve. And what I found was that people that are new to role are looking to implement change or like really have an impact on their new role. And if you're the first person or one of the few people that reaches out and can offer a solution to help them have that impact, that's where I've found a significant amount of revenue can come from, because all it takes is the right person within an organization with the right skills or understanding of your products and services to help you get a deal across the line potentially. And
so you hit 34% of your number just by finding people that would come into decision-making roles in your accounts or in the accounts that you were prospecting into.
So I actually ended up hitting 249% of my target. So I exceeded, and 34% of that total revenue that I generated came from this search result. And so all you need to do is just toggle that on, and this will then save this search for you so that every week I jump in here and see who are the new people that have actually entered my target list of accounts that match the job title that I'm going after. And you can see here, it's actually my number 2 search because it's so important to me from a leads and revenue perspective. And I'm always reaching out to those people to ensure that I'm the first person that they hear from. Congrats on your new role as a sales leader. Would love to speak to you about X, Y, and Z and share insights and help you in your new role. The other one that I'll take the team through is pretty new, buyer intent. That's a new save search that I'm getting some great results from already. It's only launched in the last few months, so a good one to share with the team in addition to that job change roles as well. Cool. Then the next thing that I can do is work out, okay, of those people that match the criteria that I'm going for, what's my best path in to starting a new conversation with those people? And one of the biggest ones is usually by leveraging the network of my colleagues at my organization. And that's what team link connections are. So anyone that has Sales Navigator within your business or that has opted in to be a part of the network, you'll actually be able to uncover their connections in order to see, okay, how am I connected to this person that's in a target role at the company that I'm looking to speak to. Oh, perfect. Here's the person from my organization. I can reach out to them and see how they're connected to that person and if they're comfortable introducing me. I actually had a really good one of these when I first started at LinkedIn. I wanted to speak to a country manager of one of my target organizations. Saw we were connected through a few colleagues, one of whom I hadn't met before, but actually had the same last name as the person I was looking to speak to, the country manager. So I reached out on our internal chat, just saying, hey, saw that you're connected to this person at this company, was wondering how you know each other and if you'd be comfortable introducing me. And they actually wrote back saying, yeah, that'd be my husband. Happy to have a chat with him tonight. And he literally called me the next day, and that helped me progress that conversation. And for me, it won't always be there, that director connection. I generally find it's 50-50. Like sometimes it might be, okay, yeah, I met that person 10 years ago at a conference, so I don't know them that well. And other times it's been, friends and family connections. It's sort of like you're unlocking the little black book of both your network and your company network. So this is actually my first go-to whenever I'm looking to prospect in. I've found the companies, I've found the people, and the best way is to get a warm referral from someone they trust. I think the stats show that you're 5 times more likely to secure a meeting. And anyone on this call knows if a friend's asked them for a favor to have a meeting with someone, you're more likely to take that coffee or that call.
And if someone's wife is telling them that they've got to take a call from you, then you're about 100% certain to get that meeting.
Yeah, pretty much. I'd say so. I definitely know that'd be the case on my side. So, encourage, I think, the team or those people on the call. This is the first step. And then what you can do as part of your wider prospecting cadence, because you won't always have a great connection is, okay, what are the other avenues that I can actually learn, click on this person's profile, get to know them a bit better and understand what they care about and their history, so that if you are going to reach out, whether it's via phone calls or emails or sending a LinkedIn message directly, you can do so with a lot more personalization, which is where we see the best results. And we'll go into that a bit later. The other thing that you can do when you're looking to connect and send messages to people is actually to fish where the fish are and find people that have posted on LinkedIn recently. So these are the people that are more active on LinkedIn and therefore more likely to respond to your outreach. You can see what they've posted recently and maybe even include that in the message that you send to those people, so that they can see that you've taken the time, you're learning about what's important to them and engaging them again in a more meaningful way. But if I pull it back for a second, what we can help you do is find the right companies, find the right people, and then work out of all these different ways. You as the sales expert will know, based on your industry and your experience and your learnings, what's going to work best for you in order to reach out to those people. And also try new things. So I'm having WhatsApp chats with customers as well these days. Sometimes old school text messages work the best. We can help you find the right people and then leverage this as part of your wider toolkit in order to help you be successful.
This is great. Thanks, Tim. What about the advanced searching? Is there anything new that's come into the platform recently that you can show us that you're using?
Yeah, love that. Teeing me up, Stu, is very good of you. So basically, the search that we were talking, the number one saved search that I'm now using is, along with the job changes, is category interest. And so this is a new area where it captures the people on LinkedIn that are searching for your products and services by either going to your LinkedIn company page, viewing your company employees' LinkedIn pages. Maybe they've clicked on an ad on the platform. Maybe they've got LinkedIn cookies attached to a website where they've gone to that website recently. So this is helping you find the people that are currently researching your products and services. And so there's around a bit over 30,000 categories that you can search for. So you can search for things like printers, if you're selling printers, or you might be selling CRMs. So you can find CRMs. Or if you know your company name, you can type that in, or similar products or service company names, pop them in and find the right categories. And then you can input those into the category interest. So who in the last 30 days of my targets have been searching for printers? These two people. Perfect. One actually follows my company, posted on LinkedIn recently, and I have a team link colleague connection. So the first thing I'm going to do after this would be reach out to that person on our internal chat, maybe give them a call, say, how do you know this person at this company? And could you potentially introduce me? If they say yes, great. I'll send you a draft introduction template to make their life easier. Nothing worse than sitting there kind of twiddling your thumbs, working out how to introduce someone. If you give them a 2-line draft introduction template to make their life easier, you generally find that will go off a lot faster, that introduction. That could be over LinkedIn, could be over email. It could be them giving them a call and then passing on their number. It's, again, use this information into your natural flows to work out what will work best for you.
So we'll just roll that back quickly, Tim. So we're selling printers. We've found the accounts we want to sell into, and then we've found the IT leaders that have been researching printers.
Yeah. And so these are the people that are looking for your products and services right now. And that save search that I had before was for sales intelligence tools like Sales Navigator. So I'm finding and reaching out to the right people at the right time when they're doing their research on our products and services. And you generally find, like, the question I get a lot is that is that a bit intrusive, Tim? But I think with the right approach, people have found it really valuable. So majority of the responses that I get back are perfect timing. We're actually looking into this. Would love to catch up for a chat. And because I'm selling Sales Navigator, if they ask a question, obviously I'll just show them category interest from one salesperson to another. But it really comes down to what you're most comfortable with. I think finding the right people at the right point in time, you'll have a lot of conversations that people will say this is a big coincidence, and obviously you know that you found the right person at the right time. And if I pull it back as a salesperson, the most valuable thing that we have is our time, and this is really helping us save our time because we're just reaching out to the right people at the right time that we can help, that are looking for our help, doing their research, and so they generally find it really valuable.
No, I assume that you're not asking, or when you message them, you're not saying to them, "Hey, I see you've been researching printers." You're reaching out to them with another type of icebreaker to try to get their attention, as opposed to giving them or creeping them out by letting them know, see what they're up to. Yeah,
correct. And so that's where, again, you're using these insights, but you're engaging with people in a normal way, just as you regularly would. You're just reaching out to the right people. And so that is where, again, toggle that search on, jump into your settings, and make sure that you toggle on receive emails for those new saved searches. I set mine up just so that I could show everyone today. That's how you just receive it. And this way you can get a weekly email into your inbox with all the new people that have changed roles that you care about and all the people that are looking for your products and services. And honestly, if you do nothing else after watching this, do those 2 saved searches, because besides the inbound leads that I get occasionally, these are literally my two best sources of leads. And so for all salespeople, finding the right people at the right time to help them be successful is what we do. And this will definitely help.
I love this. And for me, it's all about setting Sales Navigator up to work for you. Once you've gone in and you've set these searches up and saved them and you're getting the alerts come through to your inbox weekly, Sales Navigator's doing the work. It's presenting the leads back to you. So it's a highly efficient way of doing this prospecting.
Exactly. And so that's where try a few different categories, have a play around, and find what works for you in order to then set up that saved search and have the leads just coming in as part of your natural workflow. I just jump in on a Monday morning, have a quick look, who's relevant, perfect. I'll reach out to these people. Oh, I've got a mutual connection from a colleague. I'll ping them. I don't have any mutual connections there. I might send them an email personalized based on what they posted, and then combine that with my other prospecting cadences, both farming existing accounts to get growth and trying to bring on new logos. So the last thing I'll take us through is how to use Boolean search, or basically keywords, to help you find the right people for the right things that you're looking to reach out about. So the example I have here is we were doing a sustainability conference and I wanted to invite people to this event. And so what I did was I typed in sustainability, or in capitals, environment, to find people in my target list that have these words somewhere in their profile. And this is just an example, but you can see it's pulled up of those 126 people. 16 of these people have these words somewhere in their profile, which tells me for the event, these are the right people to invite. So for me, it was a different group of people, but I did this exact same search and it actually helped me fill out that event significantly quicker than just sending it out to lots of different people, because I'd actually found the people that cared about this topic. And that meant that they were more likely to respond to my outreach and actually want to come to an event about sustainability because this is what they care about. And so helping me find the right people again so that I can reach out, send them an email, see if I could get introduced, send them an invite. And we packed out that session and it was really successful because all the people there were also passionate about sustainability and the environment. So the topics and words you're looking for might be different. It might not be in it for an event. It might be for what's a specific skill set of a person you're looking for, or what's an experience, or some sort of word that you would associate that would help have interest in your product and service. So again, try these different words, find the right people so that you're targeting the right people at the right point in time to help them be successful.
I love this. And I think sustainability is such a good example where a lot of those sustainability roles at the moment are relatively new. And so there's not a great deal of consistency in the job titles. So if you were searching for job titles alone, you might not find everyone that you would want to try and invite to an event like you've just mentioned. So I think using the keyword search and that or operator in the Boolean search just gives you the flexibility to search across all of someone's profile and find the people that will have an interest in what it is that the event is being run for. So love this.
Awesome. Yeah, you're right. And that's where, like, if I think of all the things we've gone through today, although we've gone through it slowly so that people can digest it, like all I've done for me operating day to day is I've actually set up 4 saved searches. And these are the key things that I'm using for. So I'm actually not spending a heap of time in Sales Navigator because I've set everything up. I jump in, get the information I need, jump out, and spend as much time as I possibly can with customers. And so
I know you well, and you're nothing if not efficient.
I try. I'm trying. So because again, it just comes back to your time is the most precious thing that you have. You do this little bit of work to set yourself up, like you would have done for other processes that you have as part of your sales rhythms, so that it just feeds you the right leads and the right people that you can actually help them the most as part of your role. So I'll just pause there. I know, Stu, that something that you're quite passionate about is in-mails, and I think you were telling me about a barbecue or something with one of your mates recently who was using in-mails. If you want to share with the group, it's a
Yeah,
safe
sure.
space.
Sure. So we had a public holiday a little while back in Sydney, and I was at a friend's place for a barbecue, and he was stood at the barbecue flipping burgers. And while he was doing it, he runs an IT consulting firm in Sydney, and he turned to me and he said, "Stu, I love InMail." And that was the moment that he had me on the hook. I had to find out a little bit more and find out why. So I asked him why, and what he shared with me was that with if he was to phone somebody, if he was to just make a regular cold call, all that person would see on their screen of their phone would be a phone number. They wouldn't have a clue who's phoning them. And he was finding that the success that he was having from InMail, he felt was due to the fact that when you message someone over InMail, they can see your LinkedIn profile, they can see your face, your name, your company, your job title, as well as all of your work history and anything that you've posted on LinkedIn recently or ever. And the credibility that came with that sort of level of visibility was helping him to get cut through and get responses when he was sending InMail versus cold calls. So he headed up a sales team, and him and his team were really leaning into sending InMails because they were finding they were having a lot of success with it.
Yeah, I love that. And I mean, that's not a conversation that we have a lot, because I think the toughest part of being a salesperson is actually the prospecting bit, like reaching out to people across all different communication platforms. I think that's where InMail can help you as part of your wider cadence. Put a face to the name, personalize it, use the LinkedIn information that you have in order to make it a more meaningful outreach. And combine that with the other tools that you have at your disposal, because you never know what platform someone prefers engaging with, and whether you'll get a reply to a text message or an email or other platforms. So, yeah, love that story, and waiting for an invite to the next barbecue. Actually, Stu, keen to flip some burgers and throw some axes, but we digress.
Talk InMail.
And talk in-mails. Nothing like a good in-mail chat. So, no, appreciate everyone's time today. I'll just pause there. Stu, is there anything else that you think would be good for us to share with the team on the call today?
No, I think this has been excellent. Thank you, Tim, for your time. Thank you for running through some of the techniques that you're using. I think the thing that stands out to me from what you've just run through is the efficiency piece of it. So it didn't take you very long to go and find the accounts that you wanted to prospect into, set up your persona so you had that ideal buyer profile, and then set up the saved searches so that Sales Navigator is working for you and giving you the alerts of new leads that meet your criteria. So thank you for everything you've shared today. It was extremely helpful. I hope those on the webinar have enjoyed it as well and taken some value from this. And yeah, thanks, Tim.
Perfect. And encourage people to reach out, ask questions, feel free to connect with us. We've also got Q&A at the end of this, so really encourage people to ask those questions so that we can help you in your roles be successful, which is why we signed up and what we love doing. So perfect. I'll just jump back to our presentation and we'll wrap things up.
Okay, well, thanks again to Tim for everything that he's shown us today. Just to close out, a few pro tips and a few takeaways that I'd like everyone to consider when they're using the advanced features or the advanced search features in Sales Navigator. Firstly, as you're finding people, make sure that you save those leads. Saving leads is going to help you to get all of the incredible alerts that you get in the home screen in Sales Navigator. And they might just let you know when it's time to go and talk to a prospect, and that could open up an opportunity for you. Secondly, save your searches. I see people using the search screen quite regularly, and they'll go and fill in all of their filters, find the right people, and exit the screen without saving. Firstly, it means they need to go and fill those filters in again, but also they're not getting the regular alerts weekly to let them know when there's new results that match that search criteria. Finally, use the account list filter so that you can search across your portfolio or the accounts that you found that you're prospecting into. Also, stay connected with us. So everybody that has access to Sales Navigator has access to our Sales Navigator community. You can access that through the question mark in the top right of Sales Navigator. And once you get into it, go and check out the APAC Sales Navigator group. We've got a lot of top sellers from the region that are sharing what's working for them on the platform. So you might just find something in there that's going to help you get a response to that next in-mail message that you send. In addition to the community, we also have a fully fledged learning center in Sales Navigator. You find it through that same question mark button in the top right of Sales Nav. And you'll find lots of on-demand learning courses that you can complete that will help you take your use of Sales Nav up to the next level. Also, while I'm here, a quick plug for the Sales Navigator mobile app, which you can find in both the usual app stores. The app is actually great. And I think as we see people are out on the road now, they're selling face-to-face a hell of a lot. So having access to do that research or that quick check on a prospect before you go and meet them for a coffee or in their office, having access to that is fantastic. So just make sure that you install the Sales Navigator mobile app.
Oh, Stu, they actually updated that recently, and it's heaps better. So definitely check it out.
Incredible. Okay. I think I probably need to go and have a look as well.
Yeah.
Cheers, Tim.
More alerts. Love it. Get in there.
Incredible. All right. And we're now on to the Q&A section of this webinar. But before we close off, just to remind everybody that you can get access to the slides that we've presented today in the link below. There'll be a survey that will come up when we finish. So if you could just complete that webinar, I might just need to
Sorry about that.
That's
I don't
all
know
good.
why my bloody thing.
I'm kind of glad it happened. What was the other thing I'm saying? We've got the survey, the link to the deck, and the link to the on-demand bits. That was it, wasn't it? Masterclass Hub. Okay, awesome. All right, so we're now on to the Q&A section of the webinar. So feel free to put any questions in the chat box. Before we close off, just a reminder that for any of the sessions that we've ran across this Masterclass series, you can get to the recordings through the Masterclass Hub through the link that you see below. In addition, there's also a link to the deck that we've used today, so feel free to go and download that. And finally, there'll be a survey that pops up at the end, so if you wouldn't mind just completing that survey and letting us know how we did today. We'll close off there. Thanks, everybody, for joining. Thanks again to Tim for all of your insights.
Thanks,
and
Stu.
Stay tuned for Masterclass 9, which will be coming soon. Thanks, everyone. See you soon.
Cheers, everyone.